Oh yeah, do you put them in the pie?
They weren't good.
Yeah, I'm getting them.
I had anyways a scholarship to the University of Michigan.
It's pretty crazy,
for
right?
Yeah, how you come
man.
in and you meet this rabbi
Yeah.
in your backyard.
That's all
Very drunk
I worked
right
with
now.
Tomer
I have
Ali
no
and
idea
I
why.
was talking to
But I still
my
just like,
What are you saying, Rabbi? He's more of an intellectual.
What better way to present than with alcohol?
you could have had a great armor and everything, but they don't scalp people. That's how they scalp people. They go to.
You don't understand.
They look at
I used to play like a blockway in Chicago from Northwestern University. So that's how they saw me over there. That was the
No, but
first.
pickup games are a different thing. I'm just like,
No, but I used to play against even some of the players over there.
oh yeah?
Yeah.
Rabbi Alfson
Was that the only
a
reason Shabbos,
player's
or was there other
player.
reasons?
My father would have died.
I'm just saying, if there's a Jew that's gonna get scouted, it's gonna be me, and it just didn't happen.
Wolverines.
They lost out.
They're like
Alicia,
they're
you
powerful teams.
You can reach that tag on your backboard that says if you concede
There was
it's
a
called.
kid in Baltimore that was one scouted
The
in
10
high
best
school
college teams in
for
America, like they always play.
Tamir Goodby, kid.
Yeah.
Rose Bowl.
But they weren't in the NFL.
Wow.
All the
No,
talent
it's
went
college
through Pittsburgh.
teams.
Oh,
Like they
it's very
draft
obvious.
the college to the NFL.
You just look
Oh,
at
and they
basic
end up in the
facts.
best teams in the
Terry
NFL.
Bradshaw.
Dan Marino. Joe Montana.
All the cool
I
people.
can
He
see
was.
going.
He played
Still on?
NCAA basketball.
All the cool people want to play though.
Has that place just gone downhill the whole way? Detroit?
No
He
one
never
wants
played NBA.
Jessica
George
Simpson.
George Bush.
Yeah.
Detroit is a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
George
He never played in
Bush.
what's it called? NBA?
George Bush and Jessica Simpson. Clearly brand.
He played in NCAA, which is very.
Just because
I have a friend.
I mean, there's a lot of stupidity
For
there.
Like in his late 30s, his first time is in.
NCAA is like
cares about stupidity when he fits with it?
Moving there.
What?
And he got there and he looked around and he was like,
One time did
Yes,
he play 30?
he's the man in there.
Yo, his brother. Yeah, Goodman. What's his brother? What's his older brother?
Fine.
Ryan Moore.
Probably 12.
Schmuck regardless you guys have.
Opening up the 12
Yeah, listen to it.
Oh, and then he's going back to pro?
We gotta
Yeah.
doesn't have any of this like.
Yeah.
He's got 44.
Yeah.
Yo, I got my. I'm strapping my
Never went
44 and
Why does he have to go
41.
back to two? There's not even a bus
We know 44 is a 222.
But 122 ain't gonna do you nothing.
You got that famous rabbi there. What's his name?
Give me a 10.
Need a 45. That's you.
Bentley.
We have this like, oh,
Bentley Bapos.
There's a rabbi, I forget his name, but he was part of like the mirror.
always talking
Like when the mirror was Shanghai.
Mr. J.
Rabbi, you know how
Jesse's a
Friedman
legend.
is?
Yeah.
But
So he knows this
therefore,
guy,
these
Rabbi.
Well, he
things.
was his basketball coach.
Big sport.
Mr. J was ever a basketball coach. Anyone who ever.
So therefore, the world is, with all its things,
Big
you have to
speaker.
be
Came to
focused.
some extra times.
When you're focused,
Rabbi Guth.
so one of the guys once told me, if you ever think you're doing
You
something,
did the Upa with him?
I said,
We're rocking
I
out.
always worked with kids
What?
that I cared about. And I think this goes my sleepless no. But a person's got to do what he's got to do.
So Thomas is when's the apartment coming, Rabbi? I understand we're doing what we gotta do.
He wasn't here when we spoke about yesterday's Christmas Shamita.
you missed the whole, this is the whole Nakud of the Fabray.
What's the yesterday's Christmas Shalomit?
At least in town.
It's over, it's over. It's
It's not even
In short,
You missed the train.
last
You
night,
missed the train.
well,
You can't-
last
you-
night,
sorry, you can't make
I
the
was
train.
thinking, Christmas Shamita, why they wish to put me through a week like this one. That sometimes people think that they think they become big and they think that they're doing things and they're running the show. And I told him, B'yis and Saba used to, when he'd have the bread in his hand, he'd ask Hashem to bring him bread. Because any second Hashem can do anything. You have to do your thing, but therefore, Rabbi Avson, I don't think you're Moshe Grace. Yeah.
Well, thank you, bro.
He dropped it. The H-bomb. No, that's
Swearing at the table.
I want to know why they call it the rap. The yeshiva.
Rabbi Avson's program.
That's it.
That's it.
For a year, oh my gosh,
I thought you till now was like.
Why would I?
What?
Why would I? I thought it was like some guy rap good or something.
Yeah, we rap good. Or some guy that's really happy, right?
Yeah.
You guys really happy.
No, it's called Chosh Chatzuf. They can call it Arsameach. Or
So Ari Rules says for Bris Nachman.
Depressing darkness.
Saginar.
It's a great
I hear- We're already saying.
but you don't understand.
Yeah,
You don't understand. You know what the Arsameach says? It's a moeilijke thing. In the Meshach Chochmah, the Arsameach says like this. If a person never had to do with the world, then he can learn Torah whole life. But if he once had to do with the world, he can't be in Torah all the time because it's going to his mind.
He says, I heard it from Rav Taub. He said the same thing. So why is it different over there?
So I once told him, how do you call yourself Arsameach when you're just the opposite? That's what we know called Meshach Chochmah. Because it's not written Meshach Chochmah.
That's what he answered you. That's the guy who runs the place.
What did he say?
So
That's a question. What does it mean to have a Havas Hashem? How can you love Hashem? First of all, what is
by going and loving a person that messed you over yesterday.
Yeah, I know what it says in Lamed Beis, but I was thinking about this tonight. First of all, what is God, right? And the second, the problem is, I asked Rav Shama brought this tonight. I saw him to see it. What is God? He said, Rav Steinzel says the second you try to define God, you lose it. God is beyond all words, all kalim, ein milvado. But what is God? Like I was thinking tonight is like. And this is Dafka the Parsha 4. This is like what is God? God is this it's not a person. It's not this. It's not that they try to like anthropomorphize God, so we can understand what.
Come on, Rabbi. We want to answer to this. This is the whole reason we're here. The whole reason.
What God is?
First of all,
God's not a person.
He's not a person.
Right?
But
and I didn't want to call God Hashem. God's God.
It's not just that.
So
if you want to go in philosophical talk, you say, looking in the infinite of each and everything, in the abstract of each and everything, not what you can get out of it, what everything is in its purity. We love things because we love ourselves.
Right.
So therefore, we don't really love the other thing. We love ourselves. Therefore, we do this because, I was speaking with the one Yerushalmi the other day. So I told him, who was the first Yerushalmi? I told him Haran. He waited on the side to see who's going to be right. If it's going to be Abba, it's going to be Terach. And then he saw. He says, no. He says, that's not a real Yerushalmi. Real Yerushalmi, after he waits on the side, then they'll throw the third person in there. They'll tell his mother to go into the dungeon. And he'll stay clean.
He'll get out of it.
This is a Yerushalmi told me.
What's this got to do with Hashem?
What is that?
Good.
You're not a person if he's only going to do it. How much he's sure, that means he doesn't love the ultimate truth, because he only loves it how much he can accept it, how much he's sure that it's how much he's sure that it's worth it for him, how much. So therefore, he's really all loving himself. The Kotzker said about it like this: Fe. You know what fe means? Terrible. Fe. Oh. And then the Bina Pshischa argued on him the whole thing.
He was a Rebbe of Kotzker.
So he said like this. First, you should love someone else like you love yourself. He says, disgusting. How are you supposed to love yourself? You have to hate, your Gashmis. So he says, just like you hate your own Gashmis, you have to hate Gashmis of everyone. Hate the other person's Gashmis? What's wrong? Your own Gashmis, you have to work on it and make it over. Why? So he said, just like you hate your own Gashmis, you have to love the other person's Gashmis. So the Rebbeinu says, that's not that way. You have to understand that everything you see in the Gashmis, in the world, is just for the Not hate it. You have to know that it's soinacha. In other words, that it can be a burden above you which goes and takes you away from Yiddishkeit. But what do you have to do? You have to go and elevate. You have to work with it. Not hate it. You have to know the Eibishter. One person, the Eibishter gave richness. He gave him money. So you have to realize the Eibishter shouldn't give me money for me to go and, and buy fancy, what's that car from Italy called?
Ferrari.
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini. And then, see, I don't have money because the gas is too expensive.
Lamborghini? Ferrari.
Spell Lamborghini?
Who'd get a Lamborghini over Ferrari? Even though technically it's more expensive.
It is.
You don't know.
Yeah, but Ferrari's nicer.
Kind of like the golden.
Anyhow, whatever. So
McLaren.
all these cars, you see the nicest cars in the United States, in California, Texas, and Miami.
You don't see anything
Not in New York.
Texas, Rabbi, what? Texas?
Don't worry, I'm from Texas.
I know.
You don't see anything.
Not those cars.
Pickup truck.
You see some,
They can't afford a house.
You see the nicest
some horses
F-150
over there.
you'll
Why
ever
can't they
see.
afford a house? Because they spent their money on a car.
Exactly.
And the
Don't
white.
get me started about them
The
F-350s.
radio, TV, everything. All
Anyhow, so therefore, what happens is, a person goes and so the person loves himself. That's what he really does. He's serving himself. When you go and you care for another person, or the Eibishter means lech lecha. Lecha, we said at the beginning, has two perushim. Go out, and then you can only see the truth. You have to go away from yourself totally. And the Ruzhner, who's this week was his yard side, says, lech lecha, go to your pure entity. Lech la'atzmiyuscha. Go to your essence. Because every time, whatever we do, it's what we can gain out of it. How we visualize other people that look at us. How we do this. That's not. Get out of all that garbage. Go to the real truth. And that is the idea of Bezer Ampen. That's how it reflects on us. If we really have Avas Hashem, we can take everything and look at it in its purity. That's why the Alter Rebbe says, you love someone who you don't know of. You love someone who even does something against you. And you have Rahmanas on him. I don't hate that person. I think that messed me over this way. I think he's off his mind. He could have made twice as much as he's making, Pashat Rahmanas. Let's say a little to him that he should, become a little normal. We'll also gain out of it. But Pashat, the guy, you ever heard of such a guy? So therefore, it's not that you hate someone. He messed you over, but then you realize this guy, Pashat, he led the food. Little French.
What?
In Hebrew, it's like Pudafu. And in
He knows French, that guy.
and in the French, he led the food. He is a little cuckoo. That's what it is. Anyhow, so the idea is, when you love the Eibishter, you're loving the essence of each and everything. The likus in each and everything is the purity. The Eibishter is everywhere. Because in every single thing, there is the essence, there is the purity, which we don't see. We see the Gashmis, we see the way it, what it connects with us. But that's not its. Then there's the essence of each and everything there, which the Hiyuli, as it's called, the way which can be used for for good and used for everything. This is, so when you're loving the Eibush and everything, what are you really doing? You're really going each